Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Bill Clinton all stood firm on MAGA principles 15 years ago. Now they're accusing us of being alt-right and fascist and all of these terrible things. I want you to send this video to all of your Democrat friends when they call you these words, because the champions of democracy, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and more specifically Barack Obama, in the past, they have positioned themselves on MAGA principles. I'm going to prove the case to you because this came out in a recent interview that Elon Musk had, where a reporter asked him why he's supporting alt-right positions. Let's hear more of this.
You support not just the populist right, but the far right, in fact, very fringe parties in some countries.
No, I support the normal people.
Okay.
What do you call the far right, falsely?
You think as the normal person. Okay.
Yes. Literally, you could go back 10 or 15 years, and these policies were completely normal. In fact, one of the
Elon is completely right, and I've said this a number of times, that the Democrat Party has, we all know this, they've lost their way, but they've moved from center left all the way to extreme left, and you can see this with Bernie, with AOC, with the Squad, Chuck Schumer, and Nancy Pelosi. They've moved the Progressive Party into the Democrat messaging, and Elon's 100% right. I'm going to let this go a little bit more, and then I'm going to prove to you with Barack Obama's own words, with Hillary Clinton's own words, they look like a MAGA candidate.
I'm not sure what Rupert Lowe is
funny. One thing that's quite funny is to take a speech from Obama and Hillary, and then go to someone and say, who's sort of on the sort of what I call the lunatic left, and say, what do you think of the speech by Trump? I'm like, oh wow, he's the worst person ever. Actually, that was a speech by Obama, or actually, that was a speech by Hillary.
I agree. No, I agree that the center of gravity in this country has shifted. Certainly, the Democratic Party has shifted to the left. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people like Rupert Lowe. I'm
fringe
talking
right,
about
please.
People.
It's actually just normal people. It's just normal people. It's just normal people. And
this reporter's completely wrong, because you can't agree with this point that the Democrat Party shifted left without also agreeing that what Elon is saying here, and he's going to prove it in just a minute, is that these are not extreme positions. These are common sense positions, and positions that the chair people of the Democrat Party, Barack, Hillary, Bill, they've all held in the past.
And here are the principles. And tell me which of these sound terrible. That we should have secure borders, that we should have safe cities, that we should have sensible spending. Which of those three are far right fringe?
No,
and I would like to just admonish.
And again, look at what the reporter's reaction was. Those three issues are the predominant issues that are driving the media headlines. And she's just sitting here completely confused and perplexed as to what to say next. Because what Elon actually goes on to say is, don't cut this out of the interview, because his point is a true point. I'm going to prove it. Let's see what Barack Obama had to say 10 years ago.
We all agree on the need to better secure the border and to punish employers who choose to hire illegal immigrants. We are a generous and welcoming people here in the United States, but those who enter the country illegally and those who employ them disrespect the rule of law, and they are showing disregard for those who are following the law. We simply cannot allow people to pour into the United States undetected, undocumented, unchecked, and circumventing the line of people who are waiting patiently, diligently, and lawfully to become immigrants in this country.
Where'd that Barack Obama go when Joe Biden was allowing to the millions, year over year over year, our borders to be flooded? This, again, I misspoke, was from 2005 with Barack Obama. But this clip, a little more recent, proves the point again.
This administration, the Bush administration, has done nothing to control the problem that we have. We've had 5 million undocumented workers come over the borders since George Bush took office. It has become an extraordinary problem. And
think about what kind of vortex we're in now, where in 2008, Barack Obama, who's now running for president, is accusing George Bush of what actually Joe Biden did. Again, where was this Barack Obama that was for these MAGA alt-right policies? Where was he?
The reason the American people are concerned is because they are seeing their own economic position slip away.
Exactly.
And oftentimes, employers are exploiting these undocumented workers. They're not paying the minimum wage. They're not observing worker safety laws. As president, I will make sure that we finally have the kind of border security that we need. That's step number one. Step number two is to take on employers. Right now, an employer has more of a chance of getting hit by lightning than be prosecuted for hiring an undocumented worker. That has to change. They have to be held accountable.
I don't know if you noticed this, but Hillary Clinton was just shaking her head when Barack said this. So I'll rewind the tape just a little bit so you can see. She's actually nodding along. This was the Democrat platform in 2008. It's the MAGA platform in 2026, and you're now being accused of being alt-right when you support it.
Hiring an undocumented worker. That has to change. They have to be held accountable. Start shedding some light on the problem, and we can once again be a nation of laws and a nation of immigrants. That's what I intend to do as president of the United States.
So again, Barack Obama, when he was going for president, said all the MAGA principles as it relates to employers and illegal immigrants, and also the American blue-collar worker who rightly feels, that the immigrants are taking their jobs. It's true. Barack Obama knows that, but he had nothing to say in the last 10 years regarding this issue. So now let's pivot to Hillary Clinton, because this is where it starts to get interesting.
As to illegal aliens, we agree with you that we do not think the comprehensive health care benefits should be extended to those who are undocumented workers and illegal aliens. We do not want to do anything to encourage more illegal immigration into this country.
So again, these are two more issues: extending health care benefits to those here illegally. Hillary Clinton was against it. And secondly, making sure that we have enforcement at the border. Hillary was MAGA back in 2008.
We know now that too many people come in for medical care as it is. We certainly don't want them having the same benefits that American citizens are entitled to have.
I mean, again, I think the bigger concern that I have is that we in MAGA land, we have positions that aren't extreme. And these are positions that the Democrat Party in the past has had. One question is, why are we being accused of being alt-right and unsympathetic when each one of the champions of the Democrat Party has said what we believe to be true? Don't believe me? Here's Bill Clinton in a State of the Union address as president.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers.
Right here, again, public service. So all of the social service programs that Biden and Kamala, along with Obama's support behind the scenes, Bill Clinton at the State of the Union when he was president didn't want to offer those to those here illegally. The Democrat Party has completely 180'd. And now, even worse, they're accusing you and I of being out of touch. This is Bill Clinton in his own words.
That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workforce.
So again, take just that one talking point and send it to every one of your liberal friends who says that ICE and Border Patrol under Donald Trump is evil and they're breaking the law and that they have no justification for what they're doing. Bill Clinton said they clearly do, that they want to ramp up deportation efforts. This is the Democrat Party.
As recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws.
Where did you hear that line? You heard it from Barack Obama in 2008. That's how he answered that question during the debate. We're a nation of laws and we're a nation of immigrants. We can be both as long as we enforce federal law.
It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
So again, you can see behind him, Al Gore, who was vice president at the time, is clapping, along with Daschle, who's off to the left there. That's the Speaker of the House. So this across the board had Democrat approval, widespread Democrat approval. But Bill Clinton, again, was saying what Donald Trump is literally saying in his stump speeches. And now, again, it's different. It's different because Orange Guy's bad and because MAGA is bad. But is it really bad? I mean, that's how we started this video, that Elon Musk was being accused of supporting alt-right causes. And he said, pull the clips. Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, they all said what we're actually asking for now. I'm going to conclude with this clip from Barack Obama because you have to see just how bad this was.
One of the central components of immigration reform is enforcement, and this bill contains a number of important provisions to beef up border security. But that's not enough. Real enforcement also means drying up the pool of jobs that encourages illegal immigration, and that can only happen if employers don't hire illegal workers. Unfortunately, our current employer enforcement system does little to nothing to deter illegal immigrants from finding work.
So I'm going to pause. This is Senator Barack Obama. This is before he ran for president, and this is actually speaking again to the Senate, where he's positioning himself on a bill that basically supports the MAGA approach to all of these points. So candidate Barack Obama in 2008 and Senator Barack Obama, they were all MAGA.
Just a few statistics. Overall, the number of workplace arrests of illegal immigrants fell from 17,552 in 1997 to 451 in 2002, even as illegal immigration grew during that time.
So again, we're a nation of immigrants, we're a nation of law. Candidate Barack Obama for president, Senator Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, First Lady, Bill Clinton, President. I have another clip here that Bill Clinton and Al Gore were running during their campaign. I won't get into it, but it was saying the same thing. So again, the question becomes, what happened to the Democrat Party? I think it's clear. They shifted from center left to extreme left now that the progressives are in control. The second question and thing that worth considering is, what does that mean for the chances of the Democrat Party at the national level? It's yet to be determined, and we're going to get our first peek of that in the midterms. The last thing is how we started, which is, why do your and my Democrat friends think that we're extreme and on the fringe when the proof is right there? Just 10 and 15 and 20 years ago, Barack, Hillary, and Bill all said the same things that we're asking for now. They actually supported Border Patrol. They supported, ICE before it was ICE, because obviously it wasn't created at that point. But the actions of deportation and actually ramping up, that's what Bill Clinton said he was going to do in the State of the Union, ramping up these deportation efforts. That's where the Democrats were back in 2005. What am I missing? What are the chances of this progressive message now from the Democrats working at the national level? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you've yet to subscribe to the Chris Locke Show, we made it easy. Just click the icon right above my head, and I put 2 videos here that you might like if you enjoyed this video, just over my right shoulder. We'll see you in the very next video.